Hi, my name is Yara, and I'm talking with you about my birthday and being cared about today. So, we're still back in my room with only one light on, and right behind me is my happy birthday balloon. And I am tired, and I'm going to eat and go to sleep here after this video. So I was talking with a friend for a few hours today, and I was talking to her about how hard it is to be cared about. I was talking to her about my birthday and how it started the night before, people celebrating me and singing me happy birthday, and how she was talking about how much she admired that I was able to stand in the space of letting people care about me and show me that they liked me and stuff. Makeup gets everywhere. Anyway, and I was talking to her about how hard it is for me to be cared about, and how a couple of years ago or a few years ago I posted on my Facebook page and I said, not being cared about is really hard, but being cared about is even harder. It's so much harder. And then I went on to talk to her about the fact that that's a certain amount of accountability factor, because when people didn't care about me, I could tell them I was okay and I was fine and I could just do whatever the things were that I wanted to do without regard for my health or how it was affecting my body, because I'm physically delicate, and if I push myself too hard, my body will quit on me, sometimes to the point of my heart has actually quit before. So I have to be careful about how much I do physically. So I said there was a amount of a lack of accountability when you're not being cared about, because when you're being cared about, people are looking at you and they're watching your choices and they're saying, hey, please make better choices about yourself. Please eat better things. Please, treat yourself better. Please don't be so mean to yourself. Please don't expect so much of yourself. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to be who you are. Allow yourself to have feelings, because they care about you and they want you to be able to be happy and healthy and good. And they're like, hey, I care about you. I want you to be around for a long time. Can you please do better with yourself? And their eyes gazing at you with love and care hold you accountable. They hold you accountable for the way that you treat yourself, the way you speak about yourself, the things that you choose to do with yourself or with your path or with your life. And so not being cared about comes with it a little bit of a lack of accountability towards yourself, towards whether you are loving yourself, treating yourself well, or using yourself up without care about whether you're going to survive to the next week, much less the next day. Human bodies need a lot of attention and care, and some of them need more than others. And mine is unfortunately one that needs a lot of extra rest. It needs a lot of supplements. There's a lot of things that I can't eat. There's a lot of things that I shouldn't do. It needs a lot of extra care. It's a little bit of a drama queen and a diva all rolled into one, my body is. And I have always been the kind of person who was like, I just need to do the thing. I need to get this thing done. And then I want to do that thing. And then I want to do that thing. And I want to go, 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 go. My body's like, we need rest. So for a while, for most of my life, I could say, I'm fine. Everything's okay. I can take care of this. And now I can't. Now people care. They look at me. They understand. They see me. They care about me. And my birthday was very emotionally overwhelming because of the care that people brought to me. Because they cared enough to celebrate me, to buy me crowns and sing happy birthday to me and bake me a souffle, gluten-free, flourless cake thing, and bring me flowers. I have flowers that my friends got me. And at rehearsal last night, we have warm-ups when we go to rehearsal where we connect to each other in a circle. We stand in a circle and we do a warm-up so that we're connecting, so that when we're on stage and we're working on character, we have a connection, energetic connection as well as an emotional connection. And our warm-up yesterday was singing me happy birthday. And the whole time I'm wearing those 2 crowns that I showed you in part 1. And I'm feeling so self-conscious. And I just felt like every time somebody sang happy birthday to me, every time somebody wished me happy birthday, I felt like I just wanted to sink into the floor and disappear. But that has a lot to do with how I feel about myself and how uncomfortable I am with being cared about. And there are a lot of different ways that you can push people away so that you can be in your own space and just do whatever you want with yourself, with your life, with your emotions. You can treat yourself terribly. You can make horrible choices. It's a lot harder when you love these people and you don't want to hurt them, and they care about you and they don't want you to hurt yourself either. I took a burlesque class from a friend. Her name is Muff Jones. And the class was titled something like Sensuality in Dance, or How to Be Sensual in Dance. I don't remember the exact title, but my friend Akasha was taking it. She's my dance troupe leader and one of my soul sisters, and we call each other sister. And so I took it with her also. And in burlesque, you aren't giving everything away. Okay, so I'm a professional belly dancer, and in belly dance, we're just giving all of our energy to the audience, or pouring into them with love and attention and trying to bring beauty and care and stuff. But in burlesque, it's a lot more sensual. And so during the choreography that Muff was teaching us and talking to us about how to do in dance, we had to turn our energy not towards the audience, but towards ourselves. We had to touch ourselves with love and care and energy while dancing. And that was so hard for me. And this was like 3 or 4 years ago. It's probably closer to 4 years ago, but it was so incredibly hard. It almost broke my ability to be part of the class and do the choreography because turning that love and care and attention that I give to everybody else towards myself, well, that was almost impossible. Because at the time I didn't realize that I didn't love myself. I hated myself. I was in some very toxic relationships, and I grew up in some toxic environments, and I was not taught things like boundaries, much less healthy boundaries. There just weren't any boundaries. And I wasn't taught, well, other people were allowed to have boundaries, but I wasn't. And I wasn't taught about things to watch out for, how to have a healthy relationship, or anything. In fact, every single time I wasn't exactly perfect, I was told that I was terrible. I was the oldest and I had to be perfect. I had to do everything perfectly. I had to be perfect. I had to never make a mistake. Or I was awful. I was terrible. And I had a horrible self-talk. And even in my teen years, one of my best friends, who was a soul sister, recognized that, and she made me memorize this paragraph that she wrote out for me that said, I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. I'm allowed to make mistakes. and I need to stop expecting perfection of myself. But it didn't take long term. It helped. And then I was in a toxic marriage that convinced me that I was not only not perfect, but horrible and just a monster of a human being. I was convinced of that. I hated myself. The only thing that kept me from taking myself out of this world was the fact that, I don't know, some kind of instinct, and then my kids. That's the only reason I stayed. Because I really didn't think I was worth the clothes that I could put on my back. I was worthless and horrible and a monster, and everything I touched, I destroyed. But it's not the truth. That's just what somebody wanted me to think, and they convinced me of it over years and years. And I hang out with a lot of healers and seers, and I met a new seer a few years ago, and I was talking to her, and I said, do you have some kind of message for me? Is there something that you feel like you need to share with me and tell me? Right after we met. I do that with healers a lot, and light workers and seers. It's important. There's reasons I do that, which I'll share in other videos. And she said, well, you're trying to be a good person. I said, well, of course, I try really, really hard. And she's like, no, you don't understand. You're misunderstanding me. She's like, you're trying to be a good person, but you're already a good person. You don't have to try. You are. And that was like the third time or the fourth time I heard that message in the space of like 6 months to a year, that I was a good person. I was not a monster, and I didn't have to try so hard to be good. And then a few months ago, I was talking to another soul sister, my friend Tammy, who I now live with. And I was saying that she was saying, you have a lot of people who love you and care about you. And I said, yes, I know. And I'm trying so hard to be worthy of that, to be a person that they should love and care about. And she got mad at me. She's like, what do you mean trying to be? You don't need to try. They love you and they care about you, and there's nothing that you need to do. You don't need to. What I said was, I was trying so hard to deserve that. And she's like, you don't need to deserve love and care. You just have it. And I still have a hard time with that. And so I'm learning to love myself, and I'm learning to see myself as not a monster and not a terrible person. And I'm trying really hard to let people care about me. And that's hard partially because of the accountability. When they care about you, you can't just do the thing no matter how much it hurts you. You shouldn't be eating that food because your body can't tolerate it and it causes terrible things for you. You shouldn't be doing that performance because you're going to pay for it for like a week or two, and it's not worth it to put your body through that. And how are you going to be there for other people, and how are you going to be there for yourself, and how are you going to be there for your dog? I have my dog Lily, I'll show you another time, who's currently staring at me like I'm crazy because I'm talking to my phone. You exist. There are people that celebrate that you exist. There are people that remember moments that you shared with them, where you taught them about love, where you made them feel cared about. The kindness of strangers, all of that stuff. You've seen it all. You need to believe it. You exist. You're here. You deserve to be loved and cared about. It doesn't mean that we can't grow and see the things that we need to learn and grow in ways like learning to have healthy boundaries, learning to make healthier choices for ourselves and in our interactions with others, learning healthier coping mechanisms, making better choices in our life. But it doesn't mean that you don't deserve love. it doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be here. Let the people in your life care about you, even though it's hard. That means being honest with them, being honest with yourself about what you need and what you should be doing. And if you can't hold yourself accountable for how you treat yourself, then having people in your life who care about you is going to hold you accountable. And isn't that what this life is all about? Love, caring, connection, community. Who do you let love you if you aren't loving yourself? I'm sending you all the love. I love you, and I want you to know that. Sending love energy from me, from the universe, from everybody that I know, right to you, to your heart. Big old hugs. If you see me out in public, ask me for a soul hug. I'll give it to you. I love you.